No one ever noticed Jinsu on Station VLRA-9. He wasn't a pilot or a soldier or a scientist. He was just the gardener. While others worked with lasers, data, or high diplomacy, Jinsu planted flowers. Every morning before the artificial sun rose in the dome, he walked into the soil chamber. The smell of wet earth, old leaves, and green roots filled the air. It reminded him of Earth, of his grandmother's garden back in Jeonju. He never asked for much: clean gloves, working, lights, good soil. He liked quiet. He liked watering the orange trees and humming to the violets. It made him feel human in a place filled with machines and aliens. But one morning, everything changed. The dome was quiet as usual. The lights were soft. A mist curled around the roots of the pepper plants. Jinsu moved slowly with his rake, checking for fungus near the carrot beds. That's when he heard it. A sound he didn't expect, crying, soft, strange, almost like music but sad. It echoed faintly through the air vents and plant vines. He froze, listening. It wasn't a recording. It wasn't wind. It was real. Jinsu followed the sound, careful not to step on any leaves. The crying grew louder near the rosemary patch. There, between tall bushes and flower pots, he saw her. She was small, maybe 10 if he had to guess. But she wasn't human. Her skin was soft blue, like moonlight on water. Her eyes, 4 of them, shone with tears. She had a thin frame, gossamer-like hair that floated as if under water. And she hugged her knees tightly, hiding her face. Jinsu didn't move closer. He just knelt slowly beside a lavender plant, gave her space, and spoke gently. "Are you hurt?" The girl flinched but didn't run. Her voice was like a whisper inside a dream. "No. I'm just lost." Jinsu didn't press. He just sat there, letting the silence grow like a flower. She wiped her tears with a glowing sleeve. "I didn't mean to come here. It just smelled like home. And I followed it." Jinsu looked at the plants around her. Rosemary, lavender, thyme. He smiled softly. "Plants don't mind visitors." She blinked at him, confused. "You're not calling guards?" He shook his head. "Do you want me to?" "No," she whispered quickly. "Then I won't." She was quiet again. Jinsu reached into the soil beside him. After a moment of digging, he pulled out a small red tulip, half open. Petals stubborn and bright. "This one's tough," he said. "Grows even in the shade. I think it's like you." He held it out. The girl stared at it, eyes wide. Carefully, she reached out and took it. She held it like it was made of gold. Then, without saying anything, she stood, wiped her face, and walked away. Jinsu didn't ask her name. He didn't follow, just returned to his watering cans and continued his work. By the next morning, he had almost forgotten, but then the first gift came. It was a stone, shaped like a heart, transparent. It pulsed softly when sunlight hit it. Jinsu found it sitting neatly on the bench beside his shovel. He blinked. No note, no name. He thought maybe someone was playing a joke. The next day, a small box appeared near the tomato patch. Inside was moss-soft, deep green that pulsed. With energy, when he placed it near a vent, it began filtering air faster than any purifier he'd ever seen. His allergies vanished that day. The gifts kept coming. 1 week later, a drone flew silently into the greenhouse. It hovered for a moment, then gently dropped a golden fruit onto the soil. The fruit glowed. When Jinsu touched it, a small cut on his finger healed instantly. That was when the station noticed security came in, scanning for hidden cameras or senders. Scientists examined the gifts. Officers asked questions. But Jinsu had no answers. "I don't know where they're coming from," he said truthfully. That evening, a new message appeared written in glowing paint on the wall of the tool shed. No one saw who wrote it. But it was clear and bright, too. The one who gave her a flower. To the man who knelt, not questioned. From the cryery Empress and her house eternal. The station froze. Cry Ari. The name alone caused meetings to explode across 6 levels of command. The cryery empire was vast, silent, and powerful. No one had ever visited their home planet. No one had ever met their rulers in person. They spoke. only through layers of encrypted messages and distant trade deals. And now, suddenly, their Empress had written a message to a gardener. Jinsu sat on his garden bench, while admirals debated above him. She was a child, someone said. The heir to the Cryery throne, another added. She got lost in the station tunnels during a diplomatic visit. She ran away from the pressure. No one noticed her. No one helped her, except him. Jinsu just scratched, his head in clean dirt from under his nails. He didn't feel important. He didn't feel special. He just gave a, duh, sad girl a tulip. But the Cryery had decided. They now considered Jinsu a friend of their empire, not because of rank or power, but because of kindness. And so, the gifts never stopped. Every morning, something new would appear: seeds that grew crystal blue leaves, water that shimmered with living light, stones that sang when the wind blew. Jinsu never sold them. He never locked them in glass cases. He simply planted them. The greenhouse began to change. The roses grew taller. The lavender sang soft music at night. The moss glowed with warmth. Alien and earth plants twisted together in harmony, vines and colors unknown to science. People began to visit. First researchers, then artists, then sick children, diplomats, travelers, monks from distant worlds. Everyone wanted to see the Garden of Peace. No one understood it. No one controlled it. Only Jin-Su. He wore no badge. He held no office. But he had something greater: a spade, a patch of soil, and a quiet heart. In the center of the garden, a small sign now hung: "Kindness still blooms." And below it, planted deep in a small pot, was a single red tulip never fading, the one he had given her. And though she had not returned, Jinsu watered it every day because he remembered her face, because something told him deep inside she would return when the time was right. Eun-ki didn't change, even though people from every corner of the galaxy now visited his garden. Even though famous leaders and scientists came just to shake his hand. Even though his face had been printed in galactic news reports, he still wore the same old sun hat, used the same wooden spade, hummed the same quiet tunes as he watered his plants. The Peace Garden, as it was now called, had grown. It covered nearly half the outer dome of Station Solnam-5. What was once a small patch of earth flowers had become a living world of color and life. Lavender from earth, singing vines from Cryery, floating bulbs from glees, to air that felt like a soft breeze on a mountain. It was a place of silence, wonder, and healing. Eun-ki's job didn't change. He woke up early, checked the moisture levels, pruned the marigolds, and opened the vents for morning sun. He didn't ask questions, but deep inside he waited, and one day the one he had been waiting for returned. It began with silence. No alarms. No warnings. Just stillness. Then came a shimmer in the sky above Solnam-5. A Cryery ship appeared. One. It shimmered with white-blue energy, shaped like a curling wave. No signals. No weapons. Just presence. All work on the station stopped. Bioram, now head of station command, stared at the monitors with wide eyes. "She's here," she said. A moment later, the ship docked quietly. A single person stepped out. No guards. No fanfare. It was her, G-, and no longer a crying girl, but now a tall, graceful woman. Her blue skin glowed gently. Her silver robe flowed behind her. Her 4 eyes were calm and clear. Her walk was slow and respectful. She did not speak. People in the halls froze. Some bowed. Others whispered. But Jian said nothing. She simply walked the path she remembered, straight to the garden. The greenhouse doors opened, and she stepped inside. The air was warm. The scents of rosemary, lavender, and strange alien petals drifted around her. The songs of the wind chimes now made from Cryery crystals greeted her softly. And there, near the center, bent over a bed of soil, was the gardener, Eun-ki. He was older now. His hair had grayed. His hands had more lines. But he still moved. Gently, still hummed. He looked up. His eyes met hers. "I remember you," he said. Jian smiled. "I never forgot you." Eun-ki stood up slowly. "You've grown. So have your flowers," she said. He nodded. "They've had good care." "And strange friends." Jian walked beside him. She looked around at the garden she had helped grow. With her gifts? "You gave me a tulip," she said, her voice soft. "You looked like you needed one." "I still have it," she whispered. They stood in silence, and Jian opened a small box she carried. Inside was soil shimmering in silver, glowing with soft energy. "This is soil from our first moon," she said. "It grows anything, even in darkness, even after fire, even from nothing." Eun-ki took it with both hands, careful not to spill even a grain. "It belongs here," Jian added. "Thank you." They walked slowly through the garden together. Visitors and researchers stayed at a respectful distance. No one dared interrupt. Some wept quietly, just watching the two of them. Others wrote every word, every step into their records. Jian paused at the old pot where the red tulip still bloomed. "It's still alive," she said. "I never let it dry," Eun-ki replied. "It reminds me of that day. I was scared," she admitted. "Alone. I had no one." "You didn't ask who I was." "You didn't ask anything. You just gave." Sometimes, Eun-ki said, a small thing is all someone needs. Jian looked around at the colors, the singing flowers, the soft blue vines climbing the dome. "This garden is more than a place," she said. "It is a message." Eun-ki tilted his head. "A message?" he asked. She nodded. "That peace can grow. Kindness matters. Not everything needs a reason or a reward." Eun-ki touched a marigold gently. "I just like planting." "That is why you changed everything," she said. They sat on the old bench together. The light from above changed as the station entered evening mode. Golden rays poured into the dome. The garden shimmered like a dream. Jian looked at him. "Last time, we have changed because of you," she said. "We speak to other empires now. We listen. We share. That never happened before." Eun-ki looked at her with quiet eyes. "You chose to change. Only planted seeds. You showed us where to plant them," she said. She stood up. Her robe floated around her like mist. "I will go now," she said. He nodded. "You will still receive gifts," she added. "But fewer now. Only seeds. Only soil. I'll still plant them." She paused. "One more thing." Eun-ki looked at her. "No one ever said this clearly," Jian said. "But that day, you saved more than me. You saved something inside my people. You reminded us of something we had forgotten." She turned toward the exit. As she left, she whispered, "Kindness blooms even in space." Then she was gone. The ship left quietly, leaving no trace but soft light behind. That night, Eun-ki planted the silver moon soil near the heart of the garden. He didn't know what would grow from it, but he watered it anyway. Gently, carefully, like always. The next morning, a strange tree had already started growing. Its trunk was white. Its leaves shimmered with color. Its branches gave off a soft hum, like a lullaby. Everyone who stood near it felt calm. Some cried and didn't know why. They named it the peace tree. The garden became even more famous, but Eun-ki stayed the same. He spoke little, smiled often, hummed quietly, and always kept his hands in the soil. A stone marker was placed at the gate. It read, "To the man who gave without asking, to the one who knelt not questioned, is the gardener who changed galaxies." Signed below, Jian, Empress of Eun-ki. Never asked for titles, but they gave him one. Anyway, friend of the crown, keeper of the peace garden. When children asked about him, their teachers would say he was not a warrior, not a hero. He was something better, a gardener. And if you ever visit Station Solnam-5 and walk the winding paths filled with alien petals and Earth's flowers, you might find the old wooden bench still there, and beside it, in a clay pot, a single red tulip still blooms, watered every morning, even now, even forever.